And we're back again this week with another episode from my girlfriend Brittney. She really likes the number 4, so we're going to keep it going as long as possible. I don't know. Just wanted to do a quick... Everybody should come to Joe's Underground open mic Thursday nights at 9 p.m. because, seriously, it's the most fun thing that I do. Like, I go to these open mics, I do these shows, and out of all of that, I think my favorite thing to do is going down to Joe's Underground and giving all these people an opportunity to get on stage and really show off what they got. And like I've been saying, every week has gotten better and better, and I can't appreciate all of you for coming down enough. So, thank you. Now imagine you are tripping absolute dick on mushrooms. I guess I need to pick it up with my own butthole.
It feels like a magic trick because some people happen.
Why are you asking such deep questions?
And here we go. Episode 4, Part 2. The Cry Havok podcast. Back again with my beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Brittney.
You're so sweet.
Since her favorite number is 4, we're going to keep it going with the episode 4 thing. So, right now, just having a mouthful of peanut butter, so it's sort of...
It's absolutely delicious.
It sounds a little funny. It's not
Just a lot of licking and...
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew it was not that my penis has a stinger on the end of it and you just gave me a blowjob. That's not what happened. So, just...
Do you put peanut butter on stingers?
No, it's just if you don't use your tongue, it sounds like your tongue is really swollen.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like it got stung by a hornet.
That movie was pretty good, though.
Yeah, we just watched the Green Hornet, which was not as bad as everybody made it out to see.
Right? I liked it.
Because when it first came out, I remember everybody talking mad shit about it. Mm-hmm. Everybody was saying how terrible it was. And yeah, you know, it's fucking Seth Rogen. Like, it's not gonna be...
Look, he's not always terrible. He just plays a certain role.
Right.
And he sticks to it.
That's his role.
Was that peanut butter? Oh, it was. I just squished it.
Oh, really?
I dropped it. Hi,
but yeah,
baby.
This is a second podcast I've actually recorded today. Just finished recording Green Surrection, episode 1.
Morning
wood, yes. And then later on today, I'm actually going to be recording another episode of this podcast. So it should be a pretty good few episodes for y'all, all recorded on the same day. Also, still have to do all the stuff for the episode that's supposed to release tomorrow. So, got to do the editing.
We have a busy day today.
Mm-hmm. So, why don't you tell me more about this Thailand thing?
Ooh, so I've already technically planned a trip through Asia because my next not cross country, but next overseas trip was going to be an Asia trip. So, like, Thailand, Beijing, and I can't remember off the top of my head the other location, but I at least try to hit up 2 to 3 locations. And at each location, I like to do whatever my interests are. So one of those is, like, my bucket list items, which is before I'm 30, to visit all the world's natural ecosystems.
The biomes?
Yeah, biomes. There we go. And so far, I haven't seen, like, desert yet. I've only seen, like, canyon-style desert, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I've seen, like, across west coast of U.S. stuff, a little bit more northern west coast and everything, and then, like, let's see, what else have I seen? I've seen every type of rainforest. So Australia knocked that out 100%. And then same thing with, like, the Great Barrier Reef. So
I didn't know there were different types of rainforests. I thought it was all just rainforest.
Oh no, there's so many types of rainforest. I think there's 6. Let me look it up. I know it's like deciduous, tropical.
Oh, okay.
Types of rainforest.
Yeah, because I've heard of a tropical rainforest. I just haven't, like, I didn't know there was, I guess, so many.
Oh, I lied to you. There's only 2.
Oh.
2 types of rainforest, tropical and temperate.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that makes a little more sense. What was I going to say? Shit, I've always wanted to, like, go explore somewhere, or go out into the middle of nowhere, into a jungle, or something like that.
Thailand's perfect for
I
it.
always thought that was pretty cool.
I found a elephant sanctuary that rescues Taiwanese elephants that have been abused in the elephant riding industry.
Aww.
So what you actually do is you stay on the property, and it's like a reserve. It's a whole big, huge plot of lands and reserves and stuff.
Yeah.
And all the volunteers and the staff stay on one location, and then the entire rest of the park is for the elephants.
Nice.
So they're able to roam free, but, you know, most of them choose to stay anyways, just because that is their safety, that's their security. They know
Food,
poachers.
probably.
Yep, and food. All the workers, like, there's several different, like, experience packages, essentially, that you can choose from. And I wanted to do the one where you get to, like, bathe, and you get to swim with them, you get to feed them, and I believe there's one where you get, like, a painting by them, because they do a ton of different kinds of enrichment with them. So,
Oh,
like,
yeah, they teach them how to fucking paint.
Mm-hmm.
That's the craziest fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
If you've seen elephant paintings before, like,
Yeah,
it
they're
is
good.
It is fucking
I saw
insane
one
how
time an
artistic
elephant
they are.
painting themselves.
Exactly.
They had a mirror, and they were just painting themselves.
They're
Like,
so smart.
Even if we
They are
taught them how to
so
do that,
smart.
they still figured out how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if they don't know that that's what they're doing, that's what they're fucking doing.
But yeah, I wanna bathe elephants. I've ridden an elephant before, and that was cool as shit. That was also at a wildlife sanctuary. I actually rode an elephant in Maine, of all places.
What?
when
I rode a camel at the fair here one time.
Ooh, camels are very weird to ride.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect them to feel.
It was like in a 10-foot circle 1 or 2 times. It was
Yeah.
not exciting
Yeah.
or interesting. It was just a fucking camel. I was like,
That's cool, though.
is
Right.
it?
I mean, the fact that
I
it's
just
at a
feel bad
fair,
for the camel.
no. Yeah. The fact that it was at a fair, no, that's not the cool part. But the cool part is, you know, the experience still. And that's majority of the reason why people get preyed upon and why the animals get preyed upon
Yeah.
is because they're selling an
It's
experience.
the whole Tiger King bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
God damn. You remember when that shit came out last year? And I'm not
I did not
talking
feel
about
about it.
Well, I'm not even talking about the show itself. I'm just talking about, like, what all was going on, like, that time last year and how fucking crazy it is that we're here now on the other end of it, like, a year later.
More than a year.
Yeah, like a year and a half.
Way more than a year.
Just feels like no fucking time at all. Like, and yet so much shit happened.
Exactly. I feel like there's been so much packed into the year.
Yeah. Definitely has been. And, you know, time flies when you're having fun. Mm-hmm. So.
But another reason why I want to go to Thailand is because I want to learn Thai massage.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you actually stay... the program that I would want to go through is called the Sunshine School of Massage, and that is where they traditionally teach Thai massage from the practitioners that essentially cultivated it in Thailand. Like, it's just generations upon generations upon generations of, I think, like, almost like a commune. Because, you know, in Thailand, they're villages.
Yeah.
Same thing with, like, a lot of other cultures and countries. Like, they're just giant communes, essentially, is how we view them. But they are sustainable villages in that climate.
Yeah.
And that'll be a super fucking awesome experience. And that's what I love experiencing when I do travel, is I want to know the culture of where I'm at. I want to experience it. I want to be deep in the heart. Yep, I want to be deep in the heart. I don't want to do no tourist bullshit. Like, don't get me wrong now. When I went to Amsterdam, when I went to Sydney, you know, your big heavy hitters, you gotta do some tourist stuff. But I don't want to support the negative tourist industry. There we go. That's just plainest terms I can put it in.
The most exploitative, capitalistic nonsense. One thing I don't understand about the Thai massage, though, is that I've had the same Thais for, like, 12, 15 years, and never once have they needed a massage. But for real.
It took me a second. Took me a second.
I knew it would. When I was in Japan and we were climbing Mount Fuji, it's
which
like
also we're gonna do. I hope you understand that we are climbing it again.
Yeah, I just need boots this time.
Oh, don't worry. I actually
shoes.
Go to places prepared, Andrew.
Yeah, I was not. We didn't think we were gonna do that when we left. When we went to Japan, we didn't think we were gonna climb Mount Fuji while we were there.
Why? Why wouldn't you think that? You live there. You were going to live there. That's like a normal thing people just do on a day-to-day basis when they live
Thought
there.
never crossed my mind. I didn't even know it was climbable. I mean, I guess I figured, like, every mountain is climbable. I just didn't know it was, like, commercially available to visiting white people. Like,
I mean, some places are restricted.
yeah.
It depends on where you go. We had a layover in Russia, and this was right around the time of the elections, I think. Because it was when I went to India. And, or it was just, like, major fucking controversy. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember which year. I know it was before 2019. I know that for a fact. When did I go to India? It was before I had dreads. So, go back a little bit further. I'm gonna go with 2016.
That would be the election. Yeah.
Yep, 2016 is the election. Alright, so yeah, I was right. So right around when the election was happening, you know, they were not letting U.S. citizens into Russia whatsoever. You could not leave the gate that your plane departed into. You were physically escorted from the gate that you arrived in, from the time you stepped out of the tunnel to the time you entered the other tunnel. Like, we couldn't even wait in the other terminal. We had to stay in that first terminal until everything was clear for us to just walk straight on that plane. Like, everybody just walked straight on that plane. Tickets were checked. Everything was in advance. We were planning on going to the Blue Mosque the super fucking, like,
right, yeah.
elaborate, gorgeous stone. Just,
Is that Moscow or?
Moscow. Yep. Moscow. And I was so excited because the one thing, I have traveled many places, but the one thing I am always told is I look Russian. I look Russian, and it makes sense because I'm Polish, I'm German, and I believe we have a little bit of Irish. I'm not too sure on that. But yeah, that's the one thing I'm constantly told is I look Russian. And that's been a good thing for when I travel because I don't just look like a typical white American. And now that I have dreads, I look even more Russian because that is just a common, super, super common hairstyle. Not only for the culture there, but for, like, their high-end modeling industries and stuff. It's a huge part of it. Just because it's they make it so beautiful.
I feel like
so fucking beautiful.
Even cavemen probably had dreadlocks, right?
Yeah, because you gotta think like that.
Like they just
didn't
really take care of it.
There's no reason.
So
yeah, there was no reason for it.
might as well tie them together into a bunch of different strands or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Make it easier, more aerodynamic.
Or just stay out of your face while you're hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hunting was a huge influence on everything that we became.
The evolution of culture is crazy to me. Like, how many places were able to sustain it, like, from the time. Like, essentially, if you look at it, some places are living in the caveman-esque time still.
Yeah,
they're hunting.
Stone Age, basically.
Yeah, they're hunting. They're living in handmade housing. And, like, I know a lot of people go over there for, like, you know, mission trips and stuff like that to try to build up different... They try to bring the essentials and the necessities to those places just to be able to sustain them. But it takes away from their culture.
Have you heard about North Sentinel Island? It's, I don't know where, but it's supposedly one of the only uncontacted tribes of people in the entire planet.
Okay, so I've heard of this, but I don't recall the name.
There was a missionary that was paddling his boat up there, whatever type of boat he took, I don't know. But anyway, he was trying to bring Bibles over there and bring them the Word of God, and they shot him to death with arrows. And then what turns out is actually before that, but I hadn't heard about it until just recently. But in the 1960s, a ship wrecked there that basically sent them into the Bronze Age of, like, giving them all these metals that they could work with, and, like, they started using all these tools and stuff that were on the boat, and, like...
Do they have a documentary on this? 'Cause, like,
I don't think so, because, like, who's gonna film it? Nobody's been there.
Yeah, if they haven't... Yeah, that's why I was like, if they haven't contacted, like, how...
They could make a movie.
That's so fucking crazy.
They could make a, like, fake storyline movie and make a fiction out of it. That'd be cool. I'd watch that shit.
Yeah, I would watch
that. Like Apocalypto.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's one of my favorite
like,
movies.
If Apocalypto happened in 2020, like, it's the same basic thing. Because Apocalypto ends, spoiler alert, with the white guys showing up in boats, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, but imagine if it was a fucking aircraft carrier showing up, you know?
Right? Like, imagine the military just stumbles upon...
Yeah.
And they get ambushed or some shit.
Yeah.
Damn, that would be some crazy thing. Just to witness that evolution. Because you gotta think, like, they
timelines.
Would... Yeah, it would... it would just be a... totally different space of their reality. Because that's so advanced. So advanced to what they are now, probably.
Yeah. It's like Pocahontas times 1 billion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Aircraft carriers are massive.
Yeah.
And we have more of them than the next 6 countries combined.
For no reason. For no reason. Oh my god. War is never the answer. This is why tons of countries already figured it out. Like... Ugh.
We have definitely...
Preservation is in unity. Unity and connection. Any kind of preservation.
What drives unity
is the masses.
Other than the bad guy, the other. Like, that's how you get people to team up, is you hate the lunch lady.
It's the power majority. Yeah. It's the power majority, which, unfortunately...
Well, it's a common enemy. If you have the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So, like, if you both hate, Japanese people or something, then all of a sudden...
Team up, you're a bigger power.
It's okay to nuke them because they're the bad guys. But if you don't have any bad guys, then people just find bad guys amongst themselves, and we end up fighting each other.
Everything stems from communication, though. Like, majority of wars were just based upon, we got angry because we didn't get what we want. Well, you could have... Yeah. Yeah. Like, or,
way back
instinctual desires for power and stuff. Like, the different ways to obtain it through culture.
Yeah.
And that
was
like just...
land, women, and religion.
Yep, because that is spreading... So that's the instinct, spreading the instinct to reproduce, to grow in numbers.
Wealth, lust, and religion.
Religion just allows it to breed so well.
Well, it's look, I'm not blaming it any more than I'm blaming capitalism, obviously. Like, it's, like I just said, it's all three. Yep. And love is in there too, but I like that one. So, but that's like the 3 main motives for any murder ever on the planet. That's like the first thing. That's why the first people that you check are like the people close to that person or financially connected to them.
Yep. So insane. Like, the human psyche in general, just, it baffles me. Like, how the brain can reconstruct itself into so many different reactions. Like, so many different systematic connections that make a unique thing that is not as quite as unique as it is with the whole, because they're all still connected, but they're just all got those little differences.
Can you imagine if we were like? Can you imagine if we were like ant colony level connectedness, or like a bee colony level?
We'd be insane. Like, we would be so. No, we would be like Elon Musk.
You see,
level
like
1 trillion.
The thing is, I think, and this is just spitballing out of no knowledge whatsoever, pure speculation, but I think maybe stuff like insect colonies, like bee colonies and ant colonies, and like all them fucking fish that are all swimming together in the same thing, or like there's a sea creature, I'm just gonna call it that because it's a bunch of little teeny tiny micro creatures that form this like massive sheet looking thing that just floats around, and like it's a bunch of tiny little things, but they're all a collective
that makes
looks like
mass.
A collective thing.
Yeah.
So maybe the consciousness is encompassed like in the entire thing, or like each individual beehive is like basically its own person, kind of, if you want to. It's hard to describe, or like its own
giant
self.
Yeah, its own giant. All the different giants, like the ones of the sea, the ones of the land, the ones of the sky.
Yeah.
Like,
but like also humans are not made of. We're not one organism either. We have an entire microbiome of millions of tiny little bugs that are inside of your stomach telling you how to feel.
Working everything.
They literally affect your emotional state.
Your brain chemistry.
Your decision making.
That's why so many people, like, the one thing that I've noticed in cultures is cultures that still eat and have the diet that is based around their survival and, like, the withstanding of keeping that genetic pool of growth strong and, like, long lasting, because, you know, they're trying to make it for as long as they fucking can, generation after generation after generation. And then that's why they travel, and then that's why they experience other things too, because it's adding more into that little bit of growth pool, and then that gets passed on, and then that gets passed on.
Yeah. But
so
what,
insane.
like, how much of it do you think is passed on?
I had this conversation the other day, with Ansley, actually. Like, because we were talking about religion and, like, gods and things like that, and I really love her idea, because I was like, I've never put it in words like that, but that is kind of how I feel. Like, okay, about the soul and the consciousness, yes, each timeline per se, each timeline of your soul that you experience has specific details, specific things that still pass on, but it's almost like an empty shell. Like, you're back to the same different shell per se, but the insides are, you know, those little phantom deja vu moments, stuff like that.
Did you say
like,
deja vu?
Deja vu, yes, deja vu.
Deja vu. Alright. But sorry.
Yeah, just picture
all those little moments and all that stuff. What I've heard is that deja vu is like, that's when you come back from a respawn.
Yeah, so like your soul respawning.
Yeah.
You're passing to
died,
the next timeline.
You get another life.
You died, you get another life, but that life still has those skills that you learned, but only up until that certain level, and then you're building onto it with all these other things. So like you're another shell. So sometimes that can be like...
That's the whole quantum suicide thing I was talking about with Evan in the first episode.
Yeah! Yeah! That's why I love that one so much. Like, not only the you and Evan episode, but that entire podcast of the quantum suicide thing, because I was like, it just makes sense to me. And that's what I think about when I think of, like, mythical Greek mythology type stuff and things like that, metaphysical things. Like, there's a reason they exist. There's a reason they were created. I believe, like, you know, those are some connected messages. Like, all religions have that same basis. There is a following, there is a faith, there is a set of rules, per se, or, you know, lifestyle
there's a
to
reason,
gain
because you want to have a good afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the whole quantum suicide universe of every time you die, you just go to a universe where you're still alive. What point, like, at some point, do just, like, all of your timelines end? Like, you run in, you have the last one.
Is there a
like,
certain
you just
number?
couldn't live past this
or
point. It's
do you
just
have
not
to,
possible.
like... So I like to think about that. Like,
is there a timeline in each... So each individual person has one timeline in which they are immortal, and you just eventually you live forever, and everybody just lives forever because you
still have that
one timeline, and then at some point the only timeline that will be left is the one where everyone is immortal, because
and you just never know.
All the other ones will be dead. So the only timeline that's left is the one where everybody ended up
still
immortal.
alive.
So
still alive.
By definition, we are in a shitty timeline. Because so many people have died already. Everybody should be immortal, and if they're not, we're in the wrong timeline, and you're gonna die.
Look, we weren't meant as a species to be this, like...
We're the decoys.
Yeah. Like, come on, think about it. We weren't meant to have this is gonna sound so fucking harsh, but I know everybody can relate and everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. We weren't meant to have this many stupid fucking people. Like, there are so many people reproducing that do not add anything to the advancement of what would be the ideal human species.
But
per se.
By the law.
But we have
the law of
capped
evolution.
we have capped the pyramid. We're at the top.
Well, that depends, because the thing about evolution, or, you know, like, who gets to move their genes on, who gets to reproduce, whoever does that wins. That's how you win. If we're talking
Guess
genetics.
who keeps winning?
Yeah. Well,
the idiots keep winning.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I guess they're not the idiots then, because they're the ones winning. And it's the gene pool.
It's okay to be a loser.
Maybe technology isn't that fucking important, and evolution is self-correcting for all these smarty pants.
If you guys want to be all the other losers, we've already talked about a few local joints. Joe's Underground. Meet your local losers. We're cool-ass folks.
If all this, you know, if it's truly ends up in idiocracy and all the smart people die and then all the dumb people also die because they were relying on the smart people's talents, then I guess that's it. That's what we did.
That's the cream of the crop right there.
That's how it happened.
And it's just fucking cream corn. No nutritional value. It just tastes good for a little bit.
Got electrolytes that plants crave.
We're just in an alien cup. Well, we tried, Joe. Toast. Cream of the crop. Slurp, gulp. Yep. Done. Humans.
It's all a simulation.
Check.
To try and make the perfect cocktail.
We tried.
It's like, oh, nope, they did this one with corn again. Why is it always corn with these fucking...
Why is it always corn? It has no nutritional value. Nothing.
Look, maybe the next
simulation...
simulation...
put it in cars, even though that electricity works better.
Next time we make a simulation, let's make corn a little bit harder to grow. Okay? Let's
right?
see how that works.
Stop making it so easy.
Skip the dinosaurs this time. We already know that doesn't work.
Facts. They ain't gonna last.
They just make fucking gas out of the fossils anyway. They just make gas out of the fossils and destroy the planet anyway with it. So
like solar power, we already figured it out. We can just, keep upcycling and recycling. We could do it. We could so do it. There's so many people that have proved we could fully sustain the entire world if we would all just like if. I think when I read it, because this was actually one of our, I'm gonna flaunt my nerdism here, but in school, I was in Earth Club, and we did hella Earth Day projects all the fucking time. One of those of which was figuring out, some type of social advancement thing. So there were several different options, alright, figuring out the most sustainable greenhouse in the basis of a full property. So, a fully sustained 3 families. So, the traditional family style of just basic American living. Mm-hmm. What they would need for crops and stuff. So, you had that option. So, what they would need for crops, energy source, anything as far as, making income from all the things and balancing, net profits and stuff like that. Versus the ecological impact it would have on the earth and society. So we had the caveat of that, having to incorporate societal, cultural changes in that and giving realistic numbers on what the fuck it would take. And that's what we wrote on fucking posters for Earth Day after we did all these projects, because they were just outstandingly crazy fucking numbers.
It's too expensive.
It's too fucking expensive.
Yikes.
It's so expensive. It's so much work to undo all of the damage that not only we have already done, but that at the rate that we're doing, is gonna just degrade everything else. Even with the advancements we have, like, we wouldn't see any nominal quantified percentage mark until
like profit.
Just like improvement. Improvement.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't expand at an improving rate until, like, I'm talking centuries.
Fuck.
It was centuries. And that is so sad because, like, I've done that in high school. I did that, like, my sophomore year.
Yep.
That was that one. And it just kept getting worse. Because we would do roughly the same things, compare the numbers. Our data spreadsheets were like, this is why I got so into ecology, and that's why I went to Australia. It was for ecology. And the very first place we stayed was a fully sustainable wildlife reserve. So not only was it built into the integration of rainforests, but everything that was there were only two things that were imported, and that was mostly like food items and things like alcohol and stuff like that, you know, your actual tourist stuff.
Right.
But everything that was put into the island went back into it. The whole process, all the recycling, everything. Fully renewable. And that was another thing, is if the tourist industry would get on board. Someone did like oh my god, it must have been a 2-hour presentation because we got in trouble for like still being in the auditorium because it just kept going and we were all like debating and just fucking going insane. But like how if you could just get like one industry on board, the astronomical amount of changes that could just start the ball rolling. But it's already too already too fucking late. It's already too fucking late. We will never fucking see that. Like, and that breaks my heart. It breaks my heart.
Reading a thing the other day about some lake in Antarctica dumped all the way out into the ocean. So it's like 200 billion gallons of water or some shit.
Just dumped where it doesn't belong.
It was like cubic feet of water. It was like billions of cubic feet of water.
Of a man-made lake.
No, Antarctica.
Just straight. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know if there was any
shelf or something melted out from under it and dumped into the ocean, so the sea level got.
That's our fault.
Yep.
That's our fucking fault.
Yep.
Literally, we can watch. Like, I remember when I had to stop watching Animal Planet because so many of the documentaries and the research was showing like starving populations of polar bears. Like, that was one of the saddest things, in whales. Because you can see it so much on animals that need fat in those climates. You can see how they don't have any muscles. They don't have any fucking muscles. They don't have any fat. It is literally just skin and bones. And they are endurance animals. When you live in the
fucking Arctic, you don't have a goddamn calorie to spare.
Nope, you're expending all of that energy.
Yeah.
Every ounce of it. And then that was a wake-up call for me. I was like, because I'd say I was a huge animal in Earth. I've been a fucking hippie pretty much all my life. I wanted to be a yes. I did go through a few phases, but hippie will always be the number one because I'm a universal goddess.
Agreed.
Thing. Anyways, but like I wanted to be a veterinarian, so obviously that was at a very young age. Like, I can remember before I was 4 because it was before fucking Georgia.
I wanted to be Doc McStuffins.
I wanted to be Doc McStuffins didn't exist, but I had all of the Barbie fucking veterinarian PC games and yes, I still have all of my discs of those and my dogs games and pets with a Z because that's how.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember pets.
And I made them have babies and they'd be so cute and I trained them and I had all these little families. It was essentially like Sims but for animals.
It was,
and
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So much.
It was one of the most purchased pre-owned Game Boy Advance games I've ever seen go through GameStop.
Yes.
Was the entire Pets series.
I want it on Game Boy. I never had it on Game Boy or any handheld. I've only ever had them on PC.
They knew exactly what they were doing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. They know how to drive that market.
I was like, really? And they would get it for the DS, and I'm like, you know Nintendogs exists, right? And they're like, yeah, but it's $45. I'm like, yeah, I know, but there's a reason. There's a reason this one is $5. Fucking
You're right.
$5.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
$4.50 pre-owned.
The advancement here, alright?
Fucking
Talk about that capitalism on top of that shit.
Yeah, fucking Nintendogs is more expensive pre-owned, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just like Pokemon. At a certain
Guaranteed.
point...
Guaranteed.
Yeah. And it's because Nintendo is so fucking smart about that shit. And he even, like, came out and said this is exactly why he does it. Like, he said he doesn't want his games to be valued any less. So he doesn't want people to wait for like a year until the game is cheap and then buy it. He wants people to buy it and play it when he drops the game.
Yo.
But like...
I mean, I get that.
Yeah,
I get that.
But that's why Nintendo games never drop price.
Wow.
Like, every single Nintendo game that has come out has held its fucking $50 or $60 fucking price tag. If not more so. Like, since it came out. Especially Pokemon, especially Zelda.
You're big heavy hitters with
Mario.
nostalgia.
You probably
Damn,
still...
Nintendo, man. Speaking of, I want to play some Mario today. It's happening. It's happening.
Which Mario
It's
game?
happening. I want to finish Origami King.
Oh,
so
my
bad.
God. It's been so long.
It's been my favorite. I have to say it.
I did that with Breath of the Wild.
I have to say it. It's been my favorite. I thought it was Odyssey, but I got real tired of Odyssey really fast. I like the 3D.
I want to play Galaxy 2.
That's not the one on the All-Stars, is it?
No, they only put Galaxy 1 on All-Stars.
I
want Galaxy
didn't put the
2.
second one. Okay.
That way, because, like, I've heard it's basically Mario Galaxy, but more. And I was like, okay, cool.
What's the more? Yeah.
Yeah, like, give me more of that shit. Because Mario
Exactly.
Galaxy is probably my favorite.
I haven't tried Mario Galaxy yet.
Like I said,
on
I
the
haven't
Switch.
played 2, so.
I'm playing them in order. Playing them in order on the 3D.
That's...
Is it?
Whew.
Can't wait.
That's the... I mean, 64 is good and all. But them controls make that game infuriating.
It's
still, even on the remaster.
It's a tough thing to get through.
Yeah.
It is very tough.
Yeah.
Very tough.
That's
why
why
I got all the other Mario games to, like, keep hopping back and forth.
That's why I did Sunshine first. Because I knew that the controls would be kind of frustrating, but not as frustrating as 64. Yeah. And I was like, I already played Sunshine like 4 or 5 times, so I know what I'm doing. And then once I get the hang of that, I'll play Galaxy, because I hadn't beaten Galaxy yet until the All-Stars came out.
Oh my goodness.
The first time he's not interrupting the podcast.
Right?
And now he's interrupting it with his cuteness.
He is interrupting it with his cuteness. He all curled up on both the pillows, like right in the middle.
Such a sweet boy.
He a sweet little chunky baby. He said, oh, extra attention for me? Yeah, talk about you little dick face. Yeah,
he do be having dick on his face.
He got a straight up cock and balls on his face. Right in the middle. Right in his little cheeks. And his little testicle cheeks.
Just adorable.
We're gonna do the cat people thing. And we're gonna get like $250 framed fucking cat.
Oh, the
cat things.
Felt cat sculptures?
Yes.
Oh my god.
We're doing it. We're doing it because they're
they shed
worth
plenty
it.
enough.
They shed plenty, and we can give her all the material.
For anybody wondering, watch Cat People on Netflix.
Yeah.
And there's these
it's absolutely amazing.
framed sculptures of your cat's face in 3D.
Whatever like position
made
you
from
want them in.
your cat's own fur and whiskers that
If you
know,
choose.
If you so choose or whatever. But just to like memorialize the cat forever and ever.
Yeah. Fuck those like nobleman paintings, Queen Victorian bullshit. Nah.
Need a felt sculpture.
Felt sculpture. That's going up on each side of the bed.
Yes.
So they can't get to them. They're gonna have a whole cat room, y'all.
Can you imagine if they, like, you could hold it up to their face and they're like, what the fuck is that? Oh my god.
Especially if it smells like them.
Right.
Oh my gosh. That'd be
like running into your
like,
clone.
What is that? Because cats are like spiritual ass animals. Of all the animals that I have had the experiences of having deep connections with, I do have to say that I may potentially be a convert. I can't say this with full confidence yet.
Yes.
Because Jake and Andrew are both looking at me with these adorable, naughty faces, might I add. The naughty, I'ma fuck shit up, but you still gonna love me anyways faces. He learned it from his fucking father. Wonder where the logo comes from.
But I will say cats have always been the best trip partners.
Ooh.
Because of that
because of that spiritual connection.
I think.
And I think that's
I've
why,
always-
like, I have more confidence in saying that I might be a convert. And it has to do with, like, a lot of, like, I don't know, though, because I've had birds, and birds are some fucking spiritual animals.
Hell yeah.
The intelligent birds.
Well, yeah.
Even the not super
There's a
intelligent
reason
birds are still fucking
air-
intelligent as fuck.
The air element in Avatar is the one that's connected to the spirit world. The most connected to the spirit world. Right.
Oh,
Yes.
look at me being an Aquarius over here.
Yeah. Which is always... Never remember that it's a fucking air sign.
Right? The hidden pleasures.
Yeah. Always think like, oh yeah, they dumping water out. That's a water sign, right? Like...
Nah, bitch.
Air.
We just of service. I heard that on the Aquarius podcast I was listening to the other day. It was one of the ones you sent me.
Yeah, the legend behind it.
Uh-huh.
It's really cool.
Was that on Stuff to Blow Your Mind? Was that
No,
what
it's
was
called Mythology.
Yeah, that entire segment is split in like 3 different each astrological signs. I loved it so much.
I love that fucking mythology shit.
It just makes fucking
And the
sense.
fairy
That's what I'm
tales and
saying.
shit.
Like it.
The Aquarius one, now that I remember it, was pretty fucking dark though.
Dark as fuck.
Yeah.
That's the
for
beauty
anybody
of it.
who wants the quick synopsis,
Yeah, you give it. You're good at.
Zeus decides that he wants to have sex with this woman, so he does. This earthly
It's
woman.
Zeus. Yeah. It's fucking Zeus.
He is about to get caught. Is this the right one? Where he turns her into a cow? No, that's Taurus.
No.
God damn it.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of the wrong one.
This is the water bear, where he's the servant for the wine. Like, he's plucked as, like, a not prisoner, but he kind of a fucking prisoner, essentially.
Yeah.
And he has to serve as the wine, water, spirits bearer to all of the gods. So he's saying, you have plentiful, you have exactly what I was just fucking talking to. You have bounty, you have plenty. Here you are celebrating when these humans, like, they are sacrificing all of their resources, all of the things that you already have plenty of, in respect, in reverence, in, you having everything.
Yeah.
And you are the gods. You are the ones looking over them. You are the leaders, the powers for them.
Yeah.
And here you are, not doing a fucking thing about it. And you're just getting drunk, off your ass, partying, because you got drama and God's bullshit up in your fucking palaces. Because what other better shit do you have to do than to fucking drink? Like, that's it. That's it. God life was, chef's kiss. Fuck whatever you want. Get whatever you want. Like,
so the wine bearer.
the wine bearer was
the
like.
The messenger ended up getting high on his own supply.
So he didn't partake or anything of, the celebrations or anything. Like, this was a poignant fact of that, too. Like, Zeus asked him, oh, what do you think of our accomplishments, of the gold, the chalice, the things that the humans are offering us, all of these plenty fucking treasures that we are receiving because we are loved, we are seen for who we are, all of the ego. And he's like, he would do this back and forth with Zeus, where he would piss him off. He'd be like, do you want me to be honest? Do you want me to be honest? Because I will be honest. But I'll tell you right now, it's not in my best interest for continuing on this and stuff. And so, he's legitimately explaining these things, and Zeus is getting so fucking pissed off, and he starts saying, once he starts getting mad, and Zeus is like, no, I deserve these things. All of the gods deserve these things. And he's like, you guys, what do you sacrifice? What do you give to them? Asking these very invasive to the ego questions. So, essentially pouring the spirit out.
Yeah.
Pouring it out unto the earth. And so, the utmost thing seen for the gods, for any of that, is becoming a constellation. You get the most power from always being in every timeline. Yeah. Every timeline looking down on the gods. You are higher than the gods.
Yeah.
Per se.
Yeah.
So, he goes back and forth,
we still got the fucking zodiac, and we don't really use the Greek gods anymore, so kind of better to be a constellation.
Yep.
Well, we use them for the planets.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're still the heavenly bodies, I guess.
Yeah. So essentially, Aquarius was sticking up for fucking Earth, sticking up for the people who are.
The stars are way farther away than the planets,
but the stars are better. Yeah. So Zeus gets mad, and he's saying all this shit, Aquarius servant dude's saying all these really good things, and Zeus is kinda almost there. He's almost there. And then just like every other fucking god. But wait. Hold on. What if I'll make you a deal? I'll compromise. I'll give them your beauty, and stroking the Aquarius ego.
Yeah.
Stroking you're going to be the savior for your people, the people you were trying to bring up everything that they needed, that you were trying to restore.
Right.
I'll help you be that person to do that. So then it's the inflated ego of you're going to become the god, and then they're going to look to you as the god that's not serving them. But here you are. Here you are. It just tied so much. Yeah. Oh my God. Yikes. Ouch. Yikes. Ouch. Personally attacked listening to that.
Yeah. Do you want to hear my summary of the Taurus one?
Since you started it. I liked this one. This was one of my favorites. It was Taurus, Scorpio, Pisces, Libra, obviously Aquarius.
I didn't relate
Those
to
were
the
my
Pisces
top
one
5.
at all.
Really? Oh my God. When I listened to the Pisces one, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But that's because, Pisces don't stroke their own ego. They want people to do it for them.
Yes, please.
He's so pretty. You the cutest.
Everybody knows that's you. It doesn't need to be recorded on the podcast.
It's recorded that you are the cutest.
That's,
and we will
for anybody listening, that's not
and,
true. This is my podcast.
But Andrew got the better hair. And he got this awesome structural Greek god face.
Pretty sure you get more compliments on your hair.
I don't know. You be strutting that crop top and, you know, that statue come out. And that hair come out. And then you just put the combo all together and boom, bam. Bestest. Cutest. Gorgeous. Done.
You win this time only because I want to get to my story.
Check for me. He just, you know, flaunted his hair for those of you that,
It's not intentional. So Zeus be fucking this chick, right? And, this is his side hoe. He got a wife back at the hizzy.
Up in Olympus.
Raising
them babies.
She is not fucking happy. She is also not very trusting, as she shouldn't be, of Zeus.
Yeah.
And, Zeus is, like, pulling up his fucking pants, getting ready to go. He just turned back into a human from fucking her as a goat. Like, getting up, getting ready to leave, and all of a sudden he's like, out of nowhere, oh shit, my wife's coming. You better fucking hide. So, he turns her into a cow.
Talks her into it.
Talks her into
it.
Talks her into disguising him, letting him disguise her as a cow.
And it's excruciating pain.
Yeah.
She goes through excruciating deformity style pain.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And then when his wife shows up, drunk old Zeus is like, "Oh, what's up, honey? It was just me hanging out with a cow." I wouldn't leave you over a cow. And then she's like, "Oh, well, that's actually, you know what? That's
a gorgeous cow.
That's a gorgeous cow. I really like that cow, Zeus. I bet you really like that cow. You know what? I'm going to keep that cow in my garden. We're just going to leave it right there. And if anything ever happens to it, or it happens to change at some point, that's not going to happen, right? No, that's not going to. It's just a cow. It's a cow.
It's a beautiful cow.
Okay? Because if that thing is anything other than a cow, I'm putting your dick in a blender. Like. So then Zeus's dumbass sneaks in, like, leaves the Taurus. I forget the name of the
I also forgot
character.
The real names.
But the person who eventually, spoiler alert, becomes the constellation, leaves her in the garden for eternities. Like, forever. Alone.
Because her
just
human
as
life,
a fucking cow.
her human life as a cow is going on exponentially in her own timelines, like multiple timelines. And this is nothing for Zeus. This is fucking nothing for Zeus and his wife.
So, Zeus pops back up after the argument with his wife has cooled down enough where he can sneak into the garden. And is like, okay, so I can't exactly get you out, but I could turn you into a constellation. And she's like, well, it's better than being a fucking cow. Just make sure everybody knows not to make the same fucking mistake as me. Yeah.
God damn. So good. Listen to the fucking podcast. So amazing. I love them so much.
Yep. It's called Mythology. Pretty easy to find.
Very easy to find. So many choices. What are we at?
57.
Yay! That's pretty good.
So, on a scale from 1 to 10. Where are you at?
Where am I at? I'm at like a soft 3.
Okay. So I'm at like 6.
Oh, shit! Okay.
I was like, oh, shit. Okay. Sneaking up.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm going to do my plan to, have some more fun while paddleboarding.
Sounds good. Have you ever gotten into the Egyptian afterlife myths at all?
I remember reading some when I was at the Louvre in fucking Paris. Because obviously, just the extensive Egyptian shit that's in that place is fucking gorgeous. And how are you not going to read about it? Like, people that go and just look, I don't understand. I don't understand how you don't want to know. Unless you already know. Like, if you already know, cool. But
there's some stuff that you just want to, like, absorb the art, though.
Mm-hmm.
But, the thing about it, and I don't care how many times I have to say spoiler alert, but if you've seen The Good Place, they essentially go down the same path of ending up at a system of afterlife that works in a similar way to the Egyptian afterlife, because the Egyptian afterlife, you die, you go through these trials, you have to answer for all this shit that you did, you have to answer these like 500 questions, and it's like everybody gets asked the same 500 questions or some bullshit, and if you don't answer them correctly, then you get fed to the fucking she-spider demon god. And it's another episode of mythology. But the thing is, it also ties back into the whole thing we were talking about earlier with the whole quantum suicide thing, because it's basically every single life that you are living is just another trial until you get
until you
immortality, because you've dodged every bullet perfectly.
See, this is what I was talking about, like with the ties, how everything essentially is connected. Like, still all of the quote unquote beliefs of each different fucking belief has some network that is like, yeah, this is why it works.
Yeah. That's what happens with the fucking everything down to the goddamn trees.
Oh,
and the roots,
the trees.
and the mycelium.
Trees are my favorite. Trees are definitely up there for me with plants.
And why are you eating them all the time?
Andrew,
That just seems cool.
Just like carnivores. Just like carnivores.
That's the point. That's the joke I'm trying to make.
I know.
You're
I
just
respect
a carnivore
carnivores.
for a different...
Yes, I am just a carnivore
kind of.
for all the things I
it's
love.
Okay. Everybody can have their own diet. I don't care. I like to know the reasons behind things, and I like to make sure that they're solid.
And mine are I have that line with my morality. Like, I cannot consciously...
What is the line?
My line for me is, like, sea creatures. Like, fish and stuff like that. Like, I won't eat fish. I won't eat anything that can, like... I don't want to say has eyes, because some... like fucking squid and shit. Like, there's some species of squid that don't have fucking eyeballs.
What about jellyfish?
Jellyfish. They don't got fucking shit but a central nervous system. I would not eat a jellyfish.
I wouldn't eat a jellyfish either. Mostly because I think it would be gross. But I would if it meant you would pee in my mouth. Just thinking of possible scenarios.
Is this like...
No, but the thing about the jellyfish is like, so would you not eat a jellyfish because you think it's alive?
Yeah, along that basis, yeah. Like, that morality is what fucks with me. Like,
okay,
I don't want to eat another
not to
I don't want to
you.
say, like, living thing, because obviously plants are living
I was
things.
about to say, not to alarm
and
you.
now there's so much studies out that, like, say about how, like, plants
They're
can
way
feel
smarter
shit,
than jellyfish.
And they're way smarter than jellyfish.
Jellyfish
way
are kind of dumb.
Smarter than jellyfish. I am very conflicted, okay? This is one of the standpoints of, like, my veganism that I am conflicted about. Like,
I definitely understand the cruelty towards anything is fucking terrible. And the way that factory farming has been done and continues to be done is disgusting and horrifying.
Facts. Big facts.
So I can definitely understand wanting to stop that as much as possible. But I just...
It's you. You're the blurred line. Like, the human making the choice, or... And the fact that humans can make that choice is still fucking crazy, too. Because, we shouldn't even be able to. We shouldn't be able to make that choice.
No.
Like, that's another thing that is a ethical quandary, if you say, in my brain for my moral choices I make in life, for lifestyles.
Yeah.
That is something that's, like, very dear to me. But also, I don't understand it. And things that I don't understand fully, I don't want to partake in yet. Unless I know fully what I'm doing is going to be the impact that I'm trying to intend upon.
But back to the good place.
Yeah.
They go over this ethical dilemma.
Yeah, they do.
Literally, in minute detail, show you how even just buying a dozen flowers for your mom on Mother's Day somehow ends up coming out as a negative karmic impact on your entire timeline. Because so much slavery went into all of it.
Exactly.
So much pain, heartache, murder, all of it.
Every single bit of it. It's such a good show.
It's a very good show.
Very
they do a very good job.
It's so fucking deep.
Yeah, well, they basically just go through philosophy, making it funny, making it exactly like the way that it should be. It's one of my favorites of all time, and it is for that philosophical aspect.
There's a reason why movies sell more than books.
Yeah.
Shows, TV, things that are visual.
You connect to it better.
Yep.
But, like, I've been listening to Philosophize This for years, which is, like, I've listened to every single episode, actually, because it's the same guy, he goes from the beginning of philosophy all the way to, like, he's in modern day, he's still releasing episodes and shit, and, like, the way that The Good Place was structured was almost exactly the same way that this college philosophy professor did his podcast in order.
Oh my god!
Like, it was such a good companion study guide. Like,
I like how you put that, companion study guide.
Yeah. I learned so much more from podcasts and TV than I ever did from goddamn homeschool.
I have from more than public school. More than fucking public school. The public school system is a goddamn joke. It's all based on, can you memorize this for the short amount of time until we test you on it, and then ta-da, move on. Yeah. Like, sure, give me the argument about, oh, we need to build the intellectual pathway of problem solving. That's not how you say, why do I need to learn this math? That is not the answer. No, that is the answer for swiping credit cards. Shut the fuck up. Like,
you're not always going to have a calculator in your pocket.
Exactly. Where are we today?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Not only do I have a calculator, I have the entire Encyclopedia Britannica, Urban Dictionary. I have all of YouTube.
Anything and everything.
Any skill I could ever want to acquire. Any item that I could need to procure is simply a button touch away. Not even a button. It's just a magic piece of glass that just brings stuff to your doorstep. Got a bunch of googly eyes coming in tomorrow.
I can't wait. We're gonna plaster them everywhere. The trash cans are definitely getting googly eyes.
Did you see a pair of 2-inch googly eyes on something at Joe's Underground?
Probably. Ooh, we should put them on the TV because they don't ever use the fucking TV in the corner.
I only needed 2
and I already...
for my Oculus, just so everybody knows. But they come in 12 packs, so
sacrifice.
So we put in some googly eyes on some shit.
Fuck yeah.
Might have Mr. Dresser over there. Dressy, maybe. The dresser.
Dressy.
Ranch dress up.
Mr. Dress Up. How you
Give
doing
him a
over
cowboy
there?
hat. He'd be ranch dressing.
Fucking red bandana.
Yes, like Woody from Toy Story. And googly eyes on that.
Oh my god.
We have to do it now.
We have to.
Take a picture before this episode releases.
Facts.
So I can...
This is going to be the picture for the episode.
Yeah. Simultaneously release a picture of Dressy.
Mr. Dress Up.
Dressy Dress Up.
Yes.
On the ranch. Oh my god. So many fucking... I gotta have a ceiling fridge.
Yeah, that's gonna be insane. But you know what? I have a feeling it'd be dope as fuck to just have it. Like, look, y'all, when we... Because this gonna be happening within, what, year? 2 years? Next 2 years, probably.
The ceiling fridge?
Ceiling.
Oh, like the next 10 minutes.
Fuck yeah. Let's do it. Right now.
Right now. I'm sawing the
now.
hole as we speak. I don't think a ceiling fridge is ever going to be...
I could see a wall fridge. Or like, you know, a little mini bar.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
100%.
mini bar, like a little cabinet built around it for sure. But, like, a ceiling attic recessed
yeah.
refrigerator doesn't seem as practical as I thought it was in the first couple episodes. Because you have to stand up, and that seems like it would be really hard right now. Everyone would have to stand up
and be able to reach it, and then, yeah.
And it'd have to be, like, directly over the table, so if something falls out, it just crashes on the laptop.
Oh, no.
Just imagine. Just glass beers, just...
everywhere. So, we have technical difficulties. Thank you, alcohol, and attic.
Look, if I ever get video for this podcast, we will have a ceiling fridge. Put that in the, like, if you pledge all your money on Patreon or whatever.
We will.
A certain tier.
A certain
will just
tier,
be
we will have a ceiling fridge.
Ceiling mini fridge / video setup for the podcast.
Yes.
Call it
yes.
Project Studio Fridge.
Hell yeah. We're gonna have a dope ass setup.
I already have a dope ass
Exactly,
setup.
we already have a dope ass setup, and it just keeps getting better. If y'all haven't been in the studio, just a recap: Legos, Star Wars, Galaxy,
IKEA.
dope
IKEA 2104.
hippie paintings. Stripper pole.
There's a lot to look at.
There's a lot to look at. We real busy up in this shit.
Yeah.
Keep it kosher. Kitties galore. Pussy popping in this place.
So much pussy it'd be falling out my pockets.
Yes.
As our good friend The Weeknd would say. Love his fucking songs, though.
Love it. Love it. Still just fuck me music.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
He's
like...
good at it.
Like, Kanye doesn't have to make sense.
No.
Sometimes he does, but not always.
Yeah, he doesn't have to.
Doesn't have to.
Doesn't fucking have to.
It's about the music.
them vibes. All about them vibes.
Top 3 favorite artists all time.
This is hard. That is probably like... This is so difficult. Fucking shit. Okay, we're gonna have to kick it back. Alright, so Death Cab for Cutie is always up there.
Yeah.
Up there. That probably like they my number one. Yeah. There you go. Number uno. Death Cab. Number 2 though.
Who do you hate the second least?
Right? That's the fucking hard part.
Okay, what are your bottom 3 bands?
Bottom 3 bands?
3 worst bands of all time. What are they? Let's call some people out.
Oh my god.
I mean, bottom 3 of, well, like, popularized bands.
So...
No personal attacks, but...
It's gonna sound like a personal attack. You little Pisces ass gonna take it as a personal attack. Ariana Grande down there. She down there.
I know it.
She down there.
Oh, I know it's trash. I love it.
Trash.
That's why I love it. Same with fucking Doja Cat.
Oh, but I like Doja Cat though. I like the raunchy, like
yeah.
I like Doja pull it off.
Is Ariana not raunchy enough? Is that
No,
it?
Ariana can't pull off raunchy. She ain't.
Yeah, she's prissy.
She's just a prissy bitch. Like,
yeah, that's the thing.
Nah,
that's the whole thing.
But it still don't fit. Like, I don't know. It still don't fit to me. And like, that's the.
It's that fucking.
That's what makes her trash. That's what makes
Penelope.
her trash.
The cat.
No, I like Penelope.
Yes, I'm saying.
But the attitude.
It's that 7 rings.
Yep. 7 rings.
Yeah. But you know what? You can't deny that fucking song. And you know why you can't deny it? Is because it's already The Sound of Music. It's straight stolen.
Exactly.
It's not even.
Exactly. Wow.
Yeah, I wear crop tops. I'm not gonna, like, hide my affection for Ariana Grande.
I am really not a fan of, like... I can't do the Jesus music. I can't.
Right, well, that's just trauma.
I fucking can't. Yeah, I just can't.
Can't do it. We don't even have to consider any of that.
I feel like that shouldn't even...
That's a whole other circle of hell.
There you go. That's a different ring. That ain't part of the good 7 rings.
Yeah, we're talking about music, not whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't consider.
Let's go back to top. I can't really think of shitty things.
So far, we have your favorite band and your least favorite band.
So we're getting there.
So we're Death Cab for Cutie and Ariana Grande. Is that cab for Ariana Grande? Is that her Uber?
That's her Uber.
Pulling up right now.
Pull up, bitch, you dead.
Okay.
There's a couple metal bands and
We'll move on from music. Who's your favorite superhero and your least favorite superhero? You can also include villains, because nowadays they're very...
anti-heroes, yeah. They're very anti-heroes.
Everybody's everything now. They have to be, otherwise you can't make a million movies.
There you
Everybody
go.
has to be good
I
at
haven't seen Black Widow yet. I've been told Black Widow gets a little bit more deeper into her...
backstory?
Her fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
duh. Duh.
They explained it in the one flashback that I needed.
And
But, so
like, I can't speak for all of Heroes, obviously. I haven't seen Black Widow. I haven't read up on any of my comics. I've seen literally all of the Avengers stuff. I've seen all the Avengers stuff, alright? I've seen the whole timeline of that. And then, like Loki, WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love Vision.
Blurring them lines.
Fucking love Vision and Wanda. Those two are like...
Yeah.
Up there for my heroes. Up there.
Top.
Fucking top.
Top.
Fucking top right there.
Yeah. Who's the biggest asshole in the
So I have a
superhero,
love-hate relationship with Loki, and I feel like everyone fucking does. Everyone does.
That's the whole point?
That's the whole fucking point. That's the whole fucking point. So that would be my number 2. My number 2 would be Loki, because I hate him as much as I love him.
I did not realize how fucking far, streets ahead I have been of everyone else, having just played Majora's Mask as a child. I already knew all this chaos bullshit, all this mischief, and it's got to be a balance of both, and obviously you're not a superhero or a supervillain, but there's all this stuff.
So my very first tie into spiritual realm things before Buddhism for me was Taoism, and that's what that's about. It's Tao. Yeah, it's about the balance of the fucking good and evil. There's gonna be a heavy and there's gonna be soft, and it's
you read the Tao of Pooh?
I have not. Always wanted to.
But yeah, the lines between the heroes and the villains getting blurred, and I say it's, because of fucking capitalism wanting to make more movies, but if
they're
that
diving deep into the lore
once again brings us back around to where we're
educating the
starting...
masses. And it's, guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? It's already fucking working.
Yeah.
It's already working.
Nobody's a hero, really. Nobody's truly good. Nobody's
truly evil. Yeah.
And it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
All over. And, I think the first place that I actually started to notice it was, maybe Game of Thrones. No, it had to be before that.
It was definitely before Game of Thrones. Before Game of Thrones.
Maybe X-Men?
I remember a little bit before X-Men 2 for me.
But
I'm trying to think
I think probably the original X-Men comics were probably... Well, I don't know. I guess comic books have probably been doing this whole time, and I have no idea.
Comic books in general have always blurred the lines. That's why, I kind of almost... Spawn? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
But yeah.
Spawn was...
That's another thing.
Up there.
Is...
Up there for that blurred.
We think everything is happening now. We think...
It's always been happening.
It's always
been happening. We think. That's the key word there, is we think.
Yeah.
Nah, bitch.
All this shit has happened.
We ain't original. We ain't fucking original. This shit all has happened. Guess what? We just put it in different order this time. It's just in a different fucking order.
Yeah. That's why one of my favorite things is to put a magnet up against the computer every once in a while and see if I can rock the simulation a little bit.
See the discrepancies.
Yeah.
play with the fields.
Yeah.
Bend them, if you will. That is the power of one of the songs we were dancing to last night. The "You Are," I am a god.
Yeah.
We all are a god. Every
God, if you're listening to this, we're sorry. Just want to cover all my bases.
I am God, but anyways.
But I am God, so thanks. And
thanks
I forgive
for that, and forgive you of your sins. Damn. Yeah, because we are. Like, even Jake over there, he is a little god.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Way before we were.
Totally. Cats definitely made it to god status before humans ever made it there.
Yeah.
Ever.
He's living out his one eternal
There's a
life.
reason why a lot of the constellations are animals. Like, come on here.
Yeah.
And what, only... Oh shit, is there only... There's only a certain number of them that are actually human. Like, astrological...
Yeah, they're mostly animals.
They're mostly
For
fucking
sure.
animals.
It's like 80% animals. Even then, why are we drawing a line between humans and animals? Why? Are we smarter than them? Most of them. Are we smarter than them, really, though?
Not most of them.
Give a monkey a paintbrush and let's see what happens. You see that elephant over there? He's making $2 million a month on Instagram.
Facts.
Painting selfies.
Painting selfies. And getting fed. And having his life. Like, the life. Get to paint pictures of myself and eat these peanuts. And all these leaves.
Yeah.
And have people think I'm fucking awesome.
That's way better off.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, if anything, they've
Fuck
got
you,
it totally
society.
figured out.
Yeah, fuck
And
you,
they're like,
society. Just let me be my free animal I am.
fuck y'all doing building all this shit?
Right?
Stop! It was fine.
Right? Why is there so many deer? I don't know, man. Maybe because you just wiped out their whole field. Where else are they gonna go?
Back to
The
how the
line.
world is.
Yeah, the line.
Coming
Did
to
we
an end.
progress? Did we?
But, yeah. Oh. Always forget the original conversation.
Yep.
That's the key to podcasting.
The OG.
Just
The
forget
link.
everything. But where is that fucking line of consciousness? It's always been my favorite fucking question. Where's the line? Because I
Where
don't
is
see it.
There is none. That is the essence of it being
I've heard
collective
about dolphins.
consciousness.
I've heard about
That's why it's a collective consciousness.
maybe. Gotta do DMT and find out. Gotta ask the experts.
Ask the
And by that I mean the DMT
ask the
gods.
elders. Yeah.
Yes. Go directly to the source.
To them. Just knock on the door.
You know
Open
that
it.
thing that probably,
Consult
like,
with them.
we don't want to, like, you know, convince people to do suicide, so we're not going to say scientifically that it happens, but probably DMT releases when you die, so it's probably just like dying, which means you probably see what's actually on the other side, so don't do it. Definitely don't think that it's the afterlife, because then you're just going to end up killing yourself on DMT, and that's not going to be fun.
Just like, dude, don't ruin it for everybody. Just
Like, bro, I'm already here! Holy shit! I made it!
oh my goodness, so fucking crazy.
That's the idea.
The sanity within the insanity.
Deep.
Kill your owner.
Yeah, but
Got it.
if it was really that secret, you wouldn't have heard about it,
Yeah.
would you?